I'm here to talk about the debate over school uniforms. Now, the debate over school uniforms has been ongoing for years, with many people against it while other people are for it. Many people believe that school uniforms takes away the individuality of students, while I believe it is beneficial for the students because 1. Students have a better learning environment. 2. The amount of bullying is reduced. And 3. The safety of the students is secured. Now, the reason why I believe school uniforms will have a better learning environment for the students is because it enforces discipline and it teaches students to respect the authority by having people talk to them about their uniforms and what they should wear, and listening to them. It teaches them to submit to their elders and in turn helping them to respect their parents as well. I'm going to read this quote, and it says, in the article Uniforms, the Pros and Cons by Grace Chen, it is stated, quote, at Ruffner Middle School in Norfolk, VA, the number of discipline referrals decreased by 42% once uniforms were enforced. So this does prove that uniforms did impact the disciplinary of students. Now, I believe it also not only impacts the disciplinary, but also keeps people from being distracted, and it helps to keep them stay focused. Now, in my school, through middle school and high school, many people stayed on task, and for the most part, they were focused. Not many people were distracted because the uniforms helped them. Now, I'm going to read this quote from Jacqueline M. McCarty from her book, The Effects of School Uniforms on Student Behavior and Perceptions in an Urban Middle School. Quote, a 1991 survey conducted by the National Center for Education Statistics detailed that 28% of participating teachers witnessed physical eye contact among students. So this proves that it is important to have eye contact within students. When you have eye contact, it shows that you're paying attention and you're listening to what they are saying. Off to my second point. The amount of bullying is then reduced because students will then be treated equally if you're wearing the same uniforms. No one can judge you for what you're wearing because you're all wearing the same thing. In return, everyone is treated equally, everyone was included, and no one is excluded. And so the amount of bullying will then be reduced. This is important because it teaches students to learn to love people for who they are on the inside, not for who they are on the outside. And it teaches them to stop judging people by a book and focusing on who they are, for the characteristics of the person. Now I'm going to read this quote. It says, it's from the article School Uniforms and Bullying Statistics You Need to Know under Our Family World website. And it quotes, school intervention programs, including wearing school uniforms, reported at reducing bullying by 30 to 50%. So this statistics is important because it shows that bullying is then reduced, and school uniforms definitely had an impact on that. Now, my third point, the safety of schools is then improved because outsiders are easily recognized. When you're wearing a uniform, it is very easy to recognize people who are not in uniform because they are outsiders and they're outcasts, and you could very easily tell that they're not a student. This is important because it causes people to take precautions, and security measures are then enhanced to ensure that no dangers are being put to the student and no intruders will come and harm the student. Now this is from the article Indicator 19, Safety and Security Measures Taken by Public Schools, underneath the National Center for Education website. It writes, the percentage of schools that had a plan in place for procedures to be performed in the event of a shooting increased over time, from 79% in 2003 and 2004 to 92% in 2015 and 2016. So this shows that school uniforms had an impact, and security measures were then enhanced as the years gone by because dangers were then brought to their attention. Now, safety is secured because fights are reduced. Now, this is a quote taken from the public school review website, and it says, within 1 year after the implementation of uniforms, the fights and mugging at school decreased by 50%. This is from a school in California. Now, this is important because it shows that school uniforms did impact the behavior attitudes of people. Now, in my school, many people had trouble with uniforms because they didn't want to wear them, so they acted out and they didn't listen to what they wanted to wear, and they acted out and didn't listen to the teachers. Now, this is important because they got in trouble and they kept getting nagged on, and as they kept getting nagged on, they listened to the authority. And many people that came to my school were from public schools, and so they would come and transfer into my charter school, and for the most part, there were no fights. The only fights we had were verbal fights, and that was between girls and arguments. There's only one physical fight, but other than that, no fights were caused. Now, in conclusion, school uniforms should be implemented in schools because overall it is beneficial for the students. Many people still believe school uniforms is a bad idea, while many people believe it is a good idea. Whether you believe that is up to you. What do you decide? Are you for uniforms or against it? Thank you.